Market conditions, majority bullish, 12 and 2. We're starting to see a little softness here towards the upper end of this trend. We saw it back here and seen it again at these levels. So there's definitely some internal selling that's starting to happen. Not significant. We got a bounce right off this demand block yesterday. We may go back and retest that around that 63, 60, 63.70 range. And we're seeing breadth overall starting to, it's maintained this 50 to 60% range here. Majority bullish is starting to curl back up again with a little bit of internal strength here. We'll see if we get anything out of that. If this pullback does create an area for demand again, that demand location pulling back, looking to springboard things higher and continue this overall trend. That we can get those. We've seen it in this last run a year and a half ago where we had the upper end of the range just kept compressing, consolidating, and then pushing higher, compressing. Ultimately, it rolled over, but we could see some volatility, some similar price activity towards the upper end of this trend. Not necessarily saying that we're at the all-time high and going to reverse, but we're due for some pullback to see, you're going to get some profit taking into the end of this overall rally. Now it's the question is whether bulls have enough demand to continue to buy and enough reason, if there's enough rationale, enough catalyst to be able to push things higher. That is what we shall see going forward. Jumping back here to this chart here, number of stocks above the 50-day moving average in the S&P 500, that's 64%. So still majority bullish in that as well. VIX, we saw a pretty decent spike yesterday, above 15, back up to 1651. A little bit of fear coming into the market, and again, these could be just a little bit of cracks while things still feel good. There's no fear quite yet, but once that fear starts to come in and the selling takes place, it's oftentimes too late to make any adjustments. So if you're looking to make any adjustments at these levels based on risk profile, now's the time to do it. In terms of, I feel like maybe I need to rebalance back to a little bit more cash, not quite as many equities or more equities, larger allocation towards equities, depending on what your risk profile is. But when we start to get expansion of trend, then our probability of that trend expanding without some kind of consolidation or contraction just becomes smaller and smaller. Dow Jones Industrial Average working towards a breakout here, still trying to break up above that level and still in a position to be able to do that. Triple Qs, decent pullback there. Hard to see with that yellow bar, but a little bottoming tail bar. We saw some buying during the day yesterday, still expanded, getting that 12 and 2 on triple Qs. We're seeing Russell 2000, 13 and 1, pressing up against this supply location. That's kind of been the last few weeks or so. We got a little bit of a breakout. Now we're retesting that area on the Russell 2000. USO, we've been looking at this 50% retracement now. See if that's holding up. Still continue to find support at that 72 range, and 73.62 pre-market maybe pushing. See if it can start to push up a little bit here. The stack is really compressed right here. Still have majority bearish, and that is oil, USO, which is the ETF for oil. Gold continuing its overall uptrend here. Really not a whole lot of change in this price pattern for months and months now. Still in bullish momentum, compressing towards the upper end of that range. That's still a bullish price pattern until it breaks 298. The overall trade is still buying into a pullback. The weekly time frame may make you think twice about that because it is so expanded right here. A deeper retracement all the way back to 278 for gold bulls would be ideal to have an opportunity to buy in at a little bit better retracement, but that's still holding up. This bullish trend still holding up well in gold. The 2-year note at 376 today, majority bearish at 13. Overall long-term price trend still holding the pretty bullish price pattern here. Once that grabs that low, we can see where we're at, 382. Not quite in momentum on that chart. 10-year treasury had maintained momentum. 391 is the 236 location for the 10-year. That's at 431 right here, still holding that range for quite some time. We take a look at a couple stock ideas. There's not a whole lot in our list today. 12 in there. When things are really bullish, we're seeing 100 or 200, things get a little bit lighter towards the upper end of these ranges. There's less and less stocks that are creating these patterns, and that can also be a little bit of a tale that most of the stocks are already in momentum or towards the upper end of momentum, but there's going to still be some handful of ideas to take a look through. INBX, one of those, nice confirmation bar, big volume. After a nice move already, and CBOE, we're seeing a confirmation bar with some volume coming into that name as well. A couple stocks for you to consider today. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.